Right, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to comment again on Julia's. I interact a lot with immigrants in my job, and what I hear frequently is, in fact, that many of them would be happy to be able to come to this country and work for 3 or 4 months and earn some good money and go back home and stay down there and then come back. And it all boils down to basically our visa system. Because they don't do that, they get the chance to come in and then they don't go home, because if they go home, they don't know if they'll ever be able to get back up here to make the good earnings. They really only need to come up here for 3 or 4 months when we need them as our farm labor. Like you said, there is absolutely a need for that labor source here in this country. It's jobs that we as Americans just don't feel like we want to do, or we deserve more pay to do. And they're perfectly happy and willing to do that work if they could come, make some money,
So you're
go
saying
back
maybe
home.
that's a model that should be explored?
Yes, I mean,
Or
it
to
goes
be
back
part
to
of
the,
the honest conversation.
Right.
yeah, it goes back to the Braceros program that we had in the 40s, in which we did that.
I think there should be
But at some point, that's kind of
Why
changed.
can't we have people come up here to like make less money? Why can't? Because I'm trying to figure out like when people are coming here to make less money, should corporations just be paying people more money? Do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think there's a way that we always say, well, they're coming here to take jobs that people don't want. Well, shouldn't they just actually make a living wage for people to actually pay for these jobs?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's not supposed to be like we need to import workers up here. Immigration should be to where people come in here the right way. I'm a first generation American. I didn't have a way to come in here to, my parents came here the way they were supposed to come. So I get immigration, but I think it's a very touchy subject, because I think as Americans there's a livable wage that we should all be making.
Right.
And I don't think it should be that we're looking for cheap labor to come in here at all. It should just be like people that are making jobs and money, just actually pay people what they deserve to make.
But I mean,
So-
I don't know if you explored this at all, but if we do, even if we paid a living wage to certain workers, like in Central California, that still wouldn't pay the way, because they're not provided with livable drinking water or livable washing water, because we've contaminated the water so bad with farm chemicals. I mean, they're still having to spend that money on drinking water versus, and then sending the rest home. And I feel like there's really an honest discussion that has to happen.
So last question.
My question is actually for Daryl. I really, really appreciated your project. I'm from Detroit, and that is something that is totally missing in our educational system. And I was just wondering how you got the funding and the ideas to put that in motion and together.
No funding. It's all been grassroots. No money.
Teachers in this
We have a little traction now. We have a little profile, so there is some money that's starting to trickle in. But how I did it, I grew up in the country. My dad was a woodworker, so I brought my students what I grew up knowing how to do, which was work with my hands and be outside.
Like with the tools and stuff, were they donated or?
No, I bring them in. I have a little wood, so I just bring them in. I throw them in the back of my car, and kids help me unload them. So it's very grassroots, but. Hopefully in the next couple of years we'll have money to actually build an on-site wood shop and get a little more funding.
Maybe you can Kickstarter that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have another
The
question.
first migrant education schools in California, Oregon, and Washington were self-propelled without government money.
Yeah.
When the concept of migrant education was just out of the picture, it was people that said, you gotta teach the kids of migrant workers. You're a good man.
So I want to thank all of our graduating tomorrow. I'm so absolutely proud of them, and this is our program. So as you know, them is absolutely great representation of our program. I'm so proud of our program. Because I'm not selling here, but it's just what could happen if you give people the space and the support to follow their passions. And I can't wait to see what happens next with them and with the rest of the students here. And as a token of that regard, Andrea and Jane are going to. Andrea? They have little special things as a token of their regards. And Andrea.
The program wants to show our recognition for our students for the excellence of their work. When we dreamed this up many years ago, but launched it 2.5 years ago, our hope was that the Capstone was an opportunity for the students to make change in the world and grow into scholar practitioners who were going to go and make changes into the future. And we are very proud of all of you. And as a token of our appreciation, we are adding to your library, as we feel that is always going to be a source for you to educate yourselves and educate others. So thank you for your excellent work. And for everybody who is walking tomorrow, happy to.
I just want to acknowledge the fact that there is representation from every cohort that's ever been in this program in this room. So,
A little bit of both. I kind of did it in selling, but it's kind of just started doing it without asking for permission. And it started going out there.
Yeah, that's what I was like, how did you
Kind of like it works.